I just want to say that Rotary has always been near and dear to me. I have on my father's past president pin. He was a Rotarian for more years than I can remember in Bushnell, Illinois. So I'm very, very happy to be here. He passed away 2.5 years ago, but he was always a Rotarian. Just to say to the women sitting there, that was his bad day when they let women in Rotary. No way. I've been with Madison County now since 1990. This is my 39th year in education, so if you start adding, you'll see that I'm close to retirement. I've been with Madison County itself since 1990. As I started out as a recycling education coordinator, and we were primarily focusing on only recycling in our schools. There's another person that has the job that does the residential and the commercial line. I only deal with schools. So back in 1990, we weren't doing anything school-wide. So first and foremost, I became the school educator, going into classroom after classroom after classroom. My forte is a high school biology teacher in Highland for 16 years. So that gave me the background, but I never taught first graders before. I had a first grader, but I didn't teach first graders. So it was a lot of trial and error to get where we are today. So what Virgil has said about achieving zero waste, 4 years ago, we changed my position to that of Green Schools Coordinator. And this is allowing us to expand not just recycling, but move into what we call sustainability. And that's the new buzzword of green. Sustainability is teaching our students, and hopefully their parents and grandparents, to take only what you need from the earth. And then we want to put back into the earth that which we can. So that's why we came up with the idea of having a food composting pilot program. And we asked, who would like to be involved in this program? And East Alton stepped up. And I was so very, very pleased. And I'm very, very happy to work with them. Just a little background about our program. I'm going to stand over here and I'm going to flip through this. Virgil wanted me just to give you a little background about exactly what do we do. Every single school in Madison County is in the program if they want to be. It's all by choice. And we offer an sundry amount of programs that they can either be involved in or not be involved in. It's their choice. I act as a clearinghouse of information, coming up with new ideas, new programs, and then I facilitate those in all the schools. Some of the things that we have come up with as we've been moving towards sustainability are a lot of different things. Each and every school building in Madison County has a coordinator. It might be a principal, it might be a custodian, it might even be a parent member. And those are the people that work with the students to say, what programs do we want to be involved in? Do we want to set up our recycling center in our school and collect a sundry amount of items? Several schools have done that, which gives the students the opportunity to bring in their items and recycle. Shoes are one of our major collection items, and I'll tell you about that just a little bit. We collect eyeglasses with the local Lions. We collect keys. They turn that into scrap and they're paid, and that goes to Camp Lions. We work with the Shoe Man Water Project. We actually collected last year over 10,000 pairs of shoes, which the Shoe Man then sells and uses the money that he gets from the shoes to buy water drilling equipment to take to Haiti and Kenya. In fact, he just got back from Haiti and drilled 5 wells. We collect tab tops. There's a wives' tale that it goes to kidney research or pays for dialysis. That's not true. We use it as a project we don't want the cans coming to school in large amounts. The tabs are very light, and students can bring them in backpacks. And then we actually do have a tab top tally day where we collect the tabs and pay the schools directly. Most of the schools donate the money to a specific charity, such as Ronald McDonald House, and we did over 5 million tabs last year. Some of the schools do collect aluminum cans openly. We have 6-pack rings. These are going by the wayside. More and more companies are changing to the cardboard box and doing away with the 6-pack ring. We collect cell phones for individual school usage. They can turn them in for money. We do have a program, cell phone for soldiers. The cell phones are turned in, and then phone cards are purchased to give to the soldiers to call home. Last year we collected 1,600 cell phones. Textiles, either by having drives at the school or hosting a box that is a local 24-hour drop-off. We're into remaking, reusing, so our schools collect crayons, melt them down and make crazy crayons out of them, or such as Alhambra School made a collage. A big one that I thought we'd just do one year as an awareness campaign is to let everybody know that the average person collects over 500 single-use bags a year. And one of those boxes holds 500 single-use bags. So we challenged the students to bring in their bags, and Trex Lumber, who actually takes the bags and makes them into lumber, offered a bench for the school that collected the most per capita. My idea was awareness. Now let's get rid of the single-use bags. They won't let go of this program. They keep collecting and collecting and collecting. Last year we did 345,000 of these bags. TerraCycle, a young entrepreneur decided Harvard wasn't his thing, decided to collect in a sundry amount of different products and sell them back to the manufacturer, paying the schools a penny on the pound. Juice boxes are one of the biggies that our schools collect. This is a wall at St. Paul Catholic School in Highland. Those are all the different kinds of TerraCycle bags that they collect. The kids count them, pack them up, send them back to TerraCycle, and get some pennies back, but it does keep them out of the landfill. And they're made into backpacks and notebook covers and folders. We have the Elmer's Glue Crew collects the sticks and glue bottles, and they take those simply to Walmart, and Walmart works with Elmer's. We collect those plastic gift cards that you all gave for Christmas. When they're done, we collect them. They're used by this company called Plastic Pennies. If there's any money on them, that is donated to a charity, and then they actually do recycle the plastic and make it into new cards. New this year, we did the holiday lights with St. Louis Green. Saturday, tomorrow, or day after tomorrow is our last collection time. Our projected is 128,000 pounds of holiday lights. And I've heard from St. Louis Green, and they say Illinois rocks. This is the first year we've done the program. We are really bringing in those used one-time lights. I won't show my age, but we still use the ones you screw in all along our house and all of that. Those are still with us, they last. Also new this year is battery collection. We're only collecting what the school utilizes on site. If families want to contribute their batteries, WITS, Web Innovation Technology Services in St. Louis, has drop-offs throughout Madison County that are open March through November, and you can take your batteries there. Batteries which are not rechargeable, normal everyday alkaline batteries can go into the landfill, but we'd rather not see it happen, but they are okay. I offer my teachers each fall a resource fair. It's an opportunity for local businesses, organizations to bring in, to talk to the teachers about what they can offer and how each teacher can be involved in the various programs. It goes over very, very well. I have about 85% participation on a Saturday in October. New this year, I'm really, really proud of this, and I must say the responsibility for my programs goes back to the Madison County Board and Mr. Alan Dunstan. I work for the Madison County Planning and Development Department, and we've generously this year allowed our teachers to apply for the Green Classroom Professional Certificate. You may have heard of LEED certified buildings. Okay, that's the U.S. Green Building Council, and they are offering a course for our teachers to become Green Classroom Professionals. I'm pleased to say I had 43 teachers sign up. We are paying the $75 fee, which is normally $175, and then we will have 43 Green Classroom Professionals throughout our schools. We hope to offer it to the rest of our teachers next year. New this year was the Compost Organic Recycling Pilot Program. I offered this at a workshop, and I also offered it at the superintendent's meeting, Dr. Diver. I said, we have a company called Always Green Recycling on the St. Louis, and they would like to come over and work with our schools and take away the organics. I offered the program. All the superintendents just looked at me and smiled, and I didn't hear anything. And about the next day, about 2 days later, I got a nice phone call. Doug, you want to come up here? Doug Bogart called me from East Alton and said, we want to do it. We want to be involved in your food scrap program. I about fell over. I said, well, I really don't want any high schools or middle schools. I want little kids that I can train, not big kids that are going to talk back to me. He said, we want all 3 buildings. I said, whoa, okay, what do you want? So I couldn't find your logo, so I took a picture of the side of your dirty truck.
Yeah, these days a little bit clean.
But these are the number of students that are involved in our food scrap program this year. We had a kickoff on America Recycles Day, getting together all the partners that were involved in our program. We had it at Eastwood Elementary. We had a musician come in, show slides, sing songs, get the kids excited, and we announced this is what we're doing in your school. When we originally set up the program, America Recycles Day is November 15th, and I thought we would start right after Christmas in January. Mr. Moore said, November 15th, that's Thursday, we'll start on Monday. And we did. The East Alton School District not only offers lunch for their students, but breakfast also. So Doug had to work out all the logistics of the program to get the kids involved in what they should do with their waste from breakfast. And breakfast occurs in the classrooms because there's not enough room in the cafeteria for all the little munchkins to be in there at one time. Lunch is fun. I'm so surprised. It's been a long time. I've been in high school cafeterias and they have all these choices and whatever, and here are these little kids coming in with these big plates full of food and having a great time eating their lunch. We have several partners in our program. One of them is Republic Services. Republic Services offers single stream recycling. That's like you do at home at curbside. Everything goes into one container that can be recyclable. Okay, all of your plastics, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 7, all of your steel cans, all of your aluminum cans, everything goes into one bin. Well, we have the same thing in East Alton School District. And the kids are aware that they have certain items, their milk cartons, all of their paper, that can go into this single stream container. So, Doug devised a route for the students to separate their food materials. They have trash cans, recycle cans, a slop bucket for the milk, we'll explain that. And at the very end, the yellow one at the end, is the food scrap. I'm going to go through this a little bit and then I'll let Doug get into the specifics of how we decided what. We wanted to find a composting agency that would take milk cartons. They will take the milk, but not the milk cartons. At East Alton, they were already pouring the milk into the buckets and putting the milk cartons in the recycle bin. So now the custodian takes the milk bucket and pours it into the organics bin. We don't want to confuse the students too much from some process they had already developed. It's our hope that before this pilot is over, we may change composters and have someone that will take the milk and the carton, and all of that will go into the organics. This is a little bit do as you go, but we devised signs on these little telescopic projections to show the kids, this is what goes in each container, and there they go. They do their thing, they walk down the row, and then there's Doug with his gloves on, helping the kids at the organics to simply dump their plate, because if it comes from the earth, it goes back to the earth in the organics. Always Green Recycling comes 3 times a week, takes away the totes, and provides clean totes that have been disinfected, and those bags that you see are compostable bags. They take them away and replace them. And a little bit about composting. St. Louis Composting is located in St. Louis, but it's also located in Belleville as well. And what they do, just a little bit about what happens to this food stuff, is they take all of the landscaping debris from all year long and pile it in very big, huge piles. Then they take a machine and go right down the middle, so think of it as a taco. And here's dirt on both sides, and then they take all of the food waste and dump it in the middle of the taco and cover it all up. There were no birds out there like you see on the landfill. It did not smell at all. They have neighbors. This is close to a residential area in Belleville. And then these rows get turned and the food breaks down. In about 180 days, which is really neat for the kids because the food they put into their scrap bin the first day of school becomes compost at the end of the school year. So that's a reality for them. When I start in August, I can end in May, and that's what my food stuff looks like. The result is the compost. It's hard to tell, but over here is a pile. They sift through it twice because there's still branches and twigs and things, and there's a corn cob down at the bottom. Things that don't actually get broken down, they're not where the heat is of the microorganisms. And the result is a really, really fine compost. And then St. Louis composting bags it and sells it. We're moving towards zero waste, as Virgil said, and in the 1.5 months of this program that we started in November, we have eliminated or moved from the landfill 6.49 tons of compostable material. That was going in the trash. Now it's going back to nature. And it's these people right behind me that are responsible for all of that. I'm going to let Doug take over. I just want to let you know, if you want more information about the Madison County Green Schools program, we have a website, MadisonCountyRecycles.com. On the left, find the Green Schools program. You can click in and see all the programs that we have going on, our awards assembly, the Kids in Action. We have a big trash formation sculpture competition in April that's at the county building. So I appreciate your time, but I want to turn it over to the man in charge. This is Doug.
I really don't have a lot to add. I was just going to give you a few of the particulars. Mr. Moore actually came to me and said, hey, heard about this program, why don't you check it out for me, see whether it's worthwhile. After asking a few questions, our kids are real hungry to be more earth conscious. So they've already kind of taken to that idea when we switched last year to single stream recycling, and we got them used to, okay, which can's going where. I didn't think that it would actually be a huge jump for them to actually start doing this compostable materials. And now even the littlest kids, the kindergarten and first graders, as they come up, I stood there for probably about 3 weeks, I think, kind of each day, going over at lunchtime, standing there kind of cheerleading them on. Into that compostable container, any paper products, so they're napkins, we actually went back to, when we started single stream recycling, we got away from styrofoam trays. We went back to trays that are hard plastic trays that are washed and reused. So when they come up, all they're really throwing away right now into the actual trash would be, for a while we were using plastic wrapped sporks that came with a little napkin and a straw. We've actually gotten away from those now in an effort to reduce our waste. But we take, and they come up and they're standing there, really the only things they do now is throw a chipped bag wrapper, something like that that cannot be recycled. That's about the only thing in the silverware that goes into now our trash can. So when we used to have bags full of trash going out to our dumpster, now they take out a bag that maybe has that much in it. And that's with having over, what's the total number, 800, not 600, 800? I'm trying to remember the numbers.
900 lunches.
900, thank you. 900 lunches. I think we've done a remarkable job of reducing the actual waste going to landfill. And the kids really seem to love the idea that they kind of accomplish something at the end of lunch. You know, they come up to you and they're looking at you for your approval as they're putting it on all the right spots. So even at the middle school, they get rewarded for just taking the time to pay attention to what they're doing. You know, they get caught being green conscious. They get green bucks. You know, they can use that at the school store to get something after they've saved some of that up. It's just kind of refreshing to actually see the excitement in the kids out of something that we were really interested in at the beginning from an economic standpoint, and the fact that our budgets are being cut so drastically continuously. We were trying to be creative in the ways that we could save the district money. This program allowed us to do that, but better yet, made our students better stewards to the environment, you know, and our world. So it's just been a really pleasant experience. I mean, I thank Ann. She's made it wonderful. Always Green Recycling has gone above and beyond to try to make sure our needs are met so that we can pull this off in a quick and feasible manner. And I don't know, I think it'll be a good thing if we can get more people on board.
Another one of our partners that I did not mention from the picture, though, is the Madison County Health Department, because this was my first and foremost worry, was to make sure we had their blessing. So we asked them to partner with us to make sure that the bins were clean, disinfected. They worked with we had a meeting with the cafeteria staff to show them how to tie up the bags, that they could put more than one bag in a can and tie them up and put the lids on them. We have secure methods for the lids. We have smaller toters that we didn't show you, little green ones that are 32 gallon that we use over at Washington, and we also use them for the breakfast program. So we've worked from starting out with what do we do, and we've come a long way in 2 months' time, and we have some more ways to go. I just put together over the Christmas holidays some lessons that the teachers can use in their classroom. I'm doing a vermicomposting seminar in February using worms and composting, and I've offered to bring that into the classroom, and I've had a teacher call me already and say, please come to my classroom, I want my kids to see this. But we want the students to see what they're doing and what the after effect is. So I have little bags of compost that we'll take into the classroom in the spring and let them plant flowers in a milk carton and take it home and tell their parents that this dirt was my lunch at one time.